Number seven. Number seven. I don't know how or why, but Korean men just have the best voices. And I don't just mean speaking. Like, their voices are smooth and sensual. And their voices be so deep for no reason.
Cooking like a chef, I'm a 5-star Michelin.
You better stop!
What's up, idols? It's Cece Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. I got some candy, so y'all ready for crackhead energy? Attention, full disclaimer. Please don't take this video too seriously. It's all in good fun. I'm not trying to generalize, nor am I trying to stereotype anyone. I'm only going off what I've seen and experienced. That being said, I'm sure some people still gonna be mad. So you saw the title correctly. I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube and on TikTok, like why I don't date Korean men anymore, why you should never date Korean men, why I stopped dating Korean men. And I've probably made a few of them myself. I decided I'm gonna switch it up and tell you some reasons why you should. I don't want to discourage y'all if you guys have this interest, you know, especially if you've seen the stories on my channel lately. There are a lot of situations where these types of relationships do work out, despite the abundance of obstacles. But first off, I want to start off this video. You know, I think we all can acknowledge the way that Asian men tend to be portrayed in media, anything mainstream, nerdy, weak, soft, comic relief, and the occasional ninja slash karate master.
You're supposed to catch me.
Again, I feel like I always need to offer these disclaimers even though people don't listen and they're still gonna hear what they want to hear. But I don't exclusively date Asian men. I've dated black. Most of my boyfriends have been black. I date black men, I date white men, I date Asian men, I date Hispanic slash Latino men. I like what I like. I've only had 3 Asian boyfriends. The rest were not Asian. I was like 10 when I had my first crush on an Asian man. It was my uncle's friend. They used to be like a rap duo together. I don't know. I feel like for so long, Asian men have always been seen as undesirable and not attractive or not interested in a romantic way. And I feel like that about black women too. We get a lot of that bullshit, especially from black men, which is weird because they feel the need to be so vocal about why they don't like us, which is like, who is this for? That's the ultimate pick-me. Then when we do decide to date outside our race or try something different, we get hate for it. We're told that, oh, it's self-hate. You need validation from these other people.
Okay.
I'm gonna start the video soon, I promise. I just always feel necessary to offer these sorts of disclaimers before I start. But if you look at any relevant study or statistic or data relating to the matter of interracial dating with gender or whatever, black women are overwhelmingly most likely to prefer to date black men. Whereas if you look at black men,
And they can do whatever they like.
they can do whatever they like. It's fine, you know. They can date white women, they can date Asian women, they can date Hispanic women. It's normal now. And even with our white counterparts, I think white men are far more likely to date Asian women than white women are to date Asian men. Even Asian women have more of a history of dating outside their race than Asian men. Anyway, for whatever reason, Asian men are seen as more desirable, more attractive. It's not just K-pop and K-dramas, it's, you know, Japanese anime, Thai dramas and movies, Chinese movies, you know, whatever it is, it's trending and a lot of Westerners are very interested right now. So let's get into this list. So number 10, for what it's worth, women who seek a man who can provide and are attractive to men who make money and can take care of themselves, Asian men on average tend to be higher earners. Even out here in the West, like in the States, for example, if you look at Asian households, white households, black households, Asians tend to make the most on average, just on average. Again, I'm not trying to generalize or stereotype. These are just trends and numbers. If you like a smart man, they're usually very well educated. A lot of times it's, you know, by strict parents, so they're kind of forced into it, but they're usually very smart. That's not just Korea, you know, it's like that in Japan too, and probably China. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know that much about China, but it does come at the expense of being overworked and stressed, and that's no bueno, but it is what it is. If a man who makes a lot of money is your thing, then there you go. Number 9, I have just always been partial to the Korean language. I just love how it sounds. I find it sweet and interesting and funny, and I like how there's ways to add different levels to your tone, your intention. Like there are levels to politeness, levels to sweetness, levels to closeness, like how close you feel to somebody. Is that a word? Even when Korean is translated to English, I'm like, oh my god, that sounds so poetic somehow. Like how when they care about you, they ask you, did you eat? And I don't know, I've always thought that was so sweet. I just like the Korean language. Now number 8, if you happen to like taking photos and everything, don't ask me why, but some of the best pictures I have on Instagram were taken from Korean guys I was on a date with. Like if you go back to before June 2021, because that's the last time I dated a Korean guy, these pictures, these are just some examples of the pictures that they took for me that I was just like, yo, that's fire. Like, and it's not even just them taking it good. Like they tell you like, oh, look this way, look down, look up. Like they're good directors. Whenever I am out on a date with a Korean guy, they always, oh, you should take a picture here. Like they suggest it. Oh, you should take a photo here. Oh, this would look nice. Oh, look that way. I love it. And I don't just mean like visual arts, like they can frame a photo and give good direction, but they usually play instruments. Like they're very skillful playing piano and saxophone or violin, more likely. I was thinking of V. They have like a good eye, like they're very artistic, if that makes any sort of sense. Number seven. I don't know how or why, but Korean men just have the best voices. And I don't just mean speaking. Like their voices are smooth and sensual, and their voices be so deep for no reason.
Got room for one more.
Let you best rolling around you, what you doing, boy? How just giving me? For you, man, I'm a doom boy.
Cooking like a chef, I'm a 5-star Michelin.
You better stop!
Boy went through a different type of puberty.
Also singing voice. They don't even actively try to sing. They're like, oh yeah, I work in finance. But then I hear them in a noraebang singing a ballad, and I'm just like, it's like somebody need to sign you. Oh my god. Walking by a noraebang, you'd swear there was an idol in there or a trainee or something. So many of these dudes can just randomly sing really, really well. And that's sexy. Even just hearing them speak, like I like just hearing them talk, like Nuna. I'm not gonna go there. Number 6, and this isn't just Korean men, it's Korean women too, just Koreans in general. I feel like their mannerisms are so cute, like the waving with 2 hands, you know, the slight bows and everything, the gestures, and oh, sit down. Like I don't know, I think that is so cute. Covering your mouth when you laugh or smile. And it has always been my experience that they're very good with eye contact. Like if you're nervous on your first date, for example, in a cafe or something, you're looking left and right and up and down. Every time you look back at them, he's looking at you like, hey. Numero 5. When you find a Korean gentleman, they are a true gentleman. And again, I'm not trying to say that gentlemen don't exist outside of Korea. That's not what I'm saying at all. But of course, some of you guys will say that in the comments. Anyway, like I've been out to get Korean barbecue on dates, and they cut everything. They cut all the meat for you. They set up your side dishes. They get you your water. Like they're so accommodating and sweet, and they always ask if you need something. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm totally good. And they'll get it anyway. You'll be like about to cross the street and the light suddenly turns red and you know to stop. Like you're an adult, you're gonna stop, but they still put their arm in front of you like, oh, come check you. Oh, careful. I think it's so cute when you're walking with them and they just have their arm around you, or like having their hand at the small of your back, like just to, oh, be careful going forward. It's like protective, but in a non-toxic or aggressive way, which is sweet and we love it. Number 4, and again, not to generalize or over stereotype, but Korean men tend to be not overly masculine. Like it is really totally a normal thing to see 2 grown-ass Korean men holding each other's hands in a playful manner, or taking pictures with their girl and they got like the little plushy thing, and like they don't seem to care as much as men do out in the West. And of course you do have Korean men who are toxic and aggressive. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying on average, this is what I've noticed. They wear makeup if they want to cover a spot on their forehead. They want their lips to look good and juicy, so they do. Which segues nicely into the 3rd point. Men in Korea take care of themselves and their appearance. They're very well groomed. And I think just in general, not just specific to Korean men, but Asian men in general don't have like a lot of body hair, which I love because I don't like body hair. I don't like hairy chests. I don't like hairy backs. I don't like a lot of body hair. And on average, Korean men, Asian men tend to be less hairy. They dress really nice, they keep their hair cut fresh, take care of their skin so they're always glowing. I always love like the longer, shaggy hair. I tend to like, you know, longer, medium length hair, tattoos and piercings. I just described Jungkook, didn't I? My bad, that's the wrong Virgo. I've just always liked that aesthetic. I love the way they dress. I love their haircuts. I love the fact that their skin always looks so good, and it's not like gay to take care of yourself, which should be a normal thing. Gay's not bad, by the way. I'm just saying that's what a lot of men out in the West would say. God, I love the way they dress. And again, I've said this many times before, but since we're talking about aesthetic, I've always loved their eyes. I don't know why. Please don't ask me. I don't know myself. I just love their eyes. Number 2 on this list, the way they age, bruh. Like they go from being a man to an ajushi. Sorry, that's like my favorite meme at the moment. Ajushi, ajusi. Like they literally stay fine. When does the fineness stop? You know, black don't crack, Asians don't raisin, or Asians not Asian. I've heard them both, whatever you prefer. Before we get to number 1, this is just one thing that's like a personal bonus for me. I don't know what it is about me and like how I present myself, but people always tell me there's something like innocent or sweet about me. I've never been called sexy or hot, which I don't like anyway, because if a guy just calls you sexy and hot, I feel like they just want to fuck. You know, when they call you pretty and cute and sweet and beautiful, those are more adjectives that I like to hear. And I feel like my style, like the way I dress, fits more in like over there. Because over here, I'm not gonna lie, when I'm like on dates in the West, whatever you want to call it, you know, people always kind of tease me for being like girly and childlike or innocent. I can't describe it, but this is just patterns I've noticed in my own personal life. But over there, it's more admired and accepted. Don't get me wrong, of course, I've come across many Korean men who wanted to just sleep with the sexy black girl. Even my friends who are like younger than me treat me like I'm the younger one. Like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people in my life tend to be protective of me, which I like, you know, protect me. The #1 reason you should date a Korean man is because you don't know until you try. I have heard plenty of bad, horrible, shitty, somewhat scary experiences, but I've also heard many great, loving, encouraging, and just hopeful romantic experiences, despite the additional obstacles that come with being like an international couple, an interracial couple. 2 of my absolute best relationships happen to be with Asian men. One was Korean, one was American, and both of those relationships ended because of distance. Long distance is not my friend. But he was great, and I've had them both on my channel in some videos back in the day. With nothing but great memories and good times. Our trip to Hong Kong was perfect. That's still one of my favorite like ever trips that I've ever taken. Personally, I find that they just happen to tick a lot of my boxes. I don't know, I've happened to find Korean men to be very funny, very sweet and considerate, very smart and interesting, very talented, multifaceted, and it's even better when they're well-traveled, like they study abroad, they lived abroad, worked abroad, and oftentimes they speak more than one language, which is like my thing. You know, we all have that random thing we're just drawn to and attracted to. I happen to love it when a man can speak more than one language fluently. Maybe it's because I can't, you know, like I grew up knowing mostly English and Spanish, but as I learn more Korean, the Spanish escapes my brain. A sentence will start out in Korean and end up in Spanish. Uri 먹다 ahora. This video, again, it is not meant to be taken seriously. Like, please guys, do not overanalyze. This is not serious. It's really just not serious. ISIS, edit this to the best of your ability. Edit it so that people understand that you're just joking. I'm on a sugar high. The main thing I'll say though, if you want to date a Korean man because you expect him to be like Taehyung, that's not a good reason. That's the only thing I'll say. Like, I totally get being drawn to them physically or interested in the culture, the history, the food, the country, just wanting to go, wanting that experience. I totally get it and I totally support it because, you know, there is a fine line between a fetish and having a type or a preference. So for this long ass video, my main reason why you should date a Korean man is just to try it, just to see how your experience goes. Some people, they're one and done. they try and they're like, nah, not for me. Some they're one and then they're married. C'est la vie. So thanks for watching if you did. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.